How optimistic are you ahead of this latest round of talks?
Well, I don't think there's been any major breakthrough, no real new developments at the negotiating table. I think, maybe people are focusing on the fact that President Trump sort of needs a deal more than he did a few months ago. We've lost a lot of export markets in China, and there's a lot of worry about how we get those back. They did this deal with Japan partly to relieve some of the pressure from agriculture, the dissatisfaction with the China trade war. But, I think it's still very problematic. And don't forget, he's got these he delayed some increases in tariffs that are supposed to go into effect in December. And so he's got to figure out a way to kind of kick the can down the road. I don't think we're necessarily going to get a deal before the end of this year.
Rufus, given where we are, is it better just to back down and settle for a soft deal that doesn't really solve any of the major long-term structural issues, or better to double down and up the ante?
Well, I think doubling down is going to be very risky and very dangerous for the president because, there's no question that this could be destabilizing. Don't forget, he's also got other things that he's set in motion, like a deadline on the autos, Section 232, where he's been threatening to raise auto tariffs on Europe and other countries. I think that the problem for him in settling for a weak deal is that he'll get attacked by a lot of Democrats for, having lost the China gamble that he made. Becomes a critique of his overall trade policy. So he's in a difficult bind, and maybe one of his best options is to just kind of lower the decibel level and back off from the most extreme actions and continue to negotiate.
How significant was the Japan deal in your eyes?
I mean, it's not a big deal in commercial terms. It's, some important agricultural exports that are getting the kind of access we would have gotten if we'd done the TPP agreement, because it was in the TPP. But it's good news for the pork producers. It's good news for dairy. It's good news for some other U.S. exports. But remember, Japan's not a huge agricultural market for us. It's 180 million consumers. China is, 1.5 billion consumers. So losing those export markets to China is still the big problem.